Welcome to Witchspace. I'm Commander Burr. In a break with the usual channel format, I'm going to indulge this week in a little tinfoil hat speculation. For this video, I'd like to talk to you about Canonn research and the Gnosis Megaship. There's a player group within the game called Canonn Interstellar Research. They're a group dedicated to uncovering the lore and science of Elite. Whilst not exclusively dedicated to Thargoid research, they have been largely responsible for uncovering what we know of the Thargoids so far, and where they're not directly responsible, they've helped disseminate information from other commanders to the larger galactic community. Canonn was the first player group within the game to be granted access to their own megaship, which is called the Gnosis. Whilst Canonn decides where the megaship goes, the players themselves do not yet actually pilot the ship. That is handled by Frontier. So Canonn ask Frontier to move the ship somewhere, and if it works for Frontier, they then move the ship. This usually happens on Thursdays. On August the 13th this year, Canonn announced their intention to jump the Gnosis on September the 6th to a previously unexplored sector of space in the Cone Nebula region. The area they plan to jump to is surrounded by permit-locked systems. In case you're unaware, permit-locked systems are systems that are locked out of pilots' navigations computers by the Pilots Federation in-game, essentially Frontier Developments. They don't want you going there for whatever reason, but it's likely to be something to do with ongoing plot or future expandability of the game. Upon the announcement, Canonn also invited interested commanders to park their ships on the Gnosis before it jumps, meaning that after the jump they would be able to disembark the huge megaship and explore the area under their own steam. Now, let's just reiterate an important point here. Canonn don't actually jump the Gnosis. They request it of Frontier, and then Frontier do the jump. If Canonn announce that the Gnosis is going somewhere, hidden behind a permit lock, it's ultimately because Frontier want us to go there. On the 28th of August, a full 2 weeks after the announcement by Canonn, remember this is all with Frontier's agreement and collaboration, it was announced in-game by the Pilots Federation, essentially the voice of Frontier in the game, that the system the Gnosis was jumping to was swarming with a new variant of the Thargoid interceptor called the Hydra. These Hydra ships have only just appeared after patch 3.2 and are significantly tougher than anything we've encountered from the Thargoids in the game so far. As a result of the Hydra presence in the target system, the Pilots Federation has permit-locked the system that the Gnosis had intended to jump to. Now, following that announcement, Canonn confirmed that regardless of the permit lock placed on the system, the Gnosis would be jumping anyway, in direct opposition to the Pilots Federation instructions. The Gnosis is jumping to an area allegedly swarming with extremely powerful Thargoid vessels. There is clearly a narrative being driven here by Frontier. Canonn are acting on behalf of Frontier in this regard, assisting them in driving that narrative forward. What is waiting for the Gnosis at this point we can only speculate on, but if there are large numbers of Thargoids massing in that area, then it has got to be for a reason. Could it be the site of the Thargoid homeworld? Is there something of strategic importance to the Thargoids there? A hive mothership has been speculated, or they're massing there for some reason or reasons unknown. Could it be the launch point of an invasion? Whatever the reason, it would appear that there's a hornet's nest in the Cone sector, and Frontier would like us to prod it with a stick. The Thargoids were in the Pleiades Nebula when we first encountered them in Elite Dangerous. We prodded them with a stick. They made their way from the Pleiades all the way to the bubble, burning stations as they went. They've now surrounded the Sol system with burning or damaged stations. Something is coming. Something big. The Gnosis is leaving for the Cone Nebula on the 6th of September. If you want to join the expedition, I've put a link in the description as to where you can find the ship currently. One last point. This is Barnard's Loop. It's a nebula that you'll be familiar with seeing if you've flown anywhere in the bubble. It's almost permanently in the sky, particularly when viewed from Sol. This is a symbol that was first seen on the side of a Thargoid barnacle when it was discovered in the Pleiades Nebula. The Cone Nebula is the other side of Barnard's Loop, and if you view Barnard's Loop from the Cone Nebula, this is what it looks like. That's it for this video. 07 Commanders, follow the greens on the way out and do keep clear of the toast rack. I will be back again very shortly. We'll see you next time.